all Paul Butler's race to win. Carl Handwerk pushing Paul Butler to the win. Oh, they're side by side coming to win.
Oh no! Oh no!
Anthony Kieswetter is your winner.
Legs are tied, his hands are broken. Alone I try, with words unspoken. Silent cry, a breath is frozen. With blinded eyes, I fear myself. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, on by a wine. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Throat is dry, my vision's fading. I'm paralyzed and left here waiting, taking time. Just one step forward, won't lose my mind. I'm here to stay. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, come by a wine. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Do something about it, or just stand there and bleed. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, on by a wine. When ashes fall, the legends rise.
Hi, I'm Roland Johns. I am Sim Racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver number 35, stand up to Cancer Forward. I am Sim Racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am Sim Racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driver number 44 trailer to Canada, and I am Sim Racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am Sim Racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am Sim Racing.
We are Sim Racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Core Premier Series tonight. That's right, we are going to be racing at Five Flags tonight with the Tour Modifieds, and right now we are doing qualifying, so let's looks like we are having 1 second. Looks like it bounced everyone out. All right, well, we'll wait for qualifying to finish. It should be showing what's going on, but for some reason it has removed me from that, but we'll deal with that later. With that being said, I hope everyone's ready for tonight's race, because I am. These Tour Modifieds are a lot of fun. They are an open-wheeled car. It's I don't know, the best way of explaining it is you point it, they go in that direction. Big tub tires, they want to stick to the ground, and they will do a lot out there. So it looks like out on the track right now we have Kevin Foster. There we go. My timing screen locked up on me. That's what was messing with me. All right, Kevin Foster out there throwing some laps, but talking with Carl about some of the drivers out on the track, we're all running within the same split. So we're looking at like a driver in the 15-second lap to 16 seconds, like literally the same. So like a 1 second difference max, which is scary because we have a total of, looks like 18 drivers out in the field. 18 drivers are going to be nose to nose tonight, and on 5 flags, that is a tall order to have. We'll see how it pans out for everyone on the track, but we have a full field tonight, and it's going to be a good race. With that being said, qualifying's got a minute left. Looks like Dylan McDonald out in the track in the number 38, still running his laps. But yeah, no one has gotten into the 16-second range. We're looking, everyone, Nick Nickerson is a 15.192, and then our slowest is going to be Derek Sherman in a 15.951. So everyone buckle up, because this is going to be a very close race. That's anyone has a running there. These are hot laps though, so once we start piling up, it's going to change a little bit. Everyone's going to have to spread out and find their legs, but it's going to be a tough one. So this is where we're going to go from for this qualifying. We're going to go into a two heats. Each heat's going to be 10 laps after we take our qualifiers, and then we're going to go into a 100-lap feature. So we have 100 laps at 5 flags, which 15-second, 16-second laps is going to go by very fast. As long as no cautions come out, it should be a good race. All right, 18 seconds to go. I'd like to thank our broadcast sponsors and also our series sponsors for tonight's season. Let's go ahead and put them up there. So, You're by Machine, TechNet Professionals, Joker Graphics, Southern Heart Creations, and I believe we have Mission Car Care, which is another one. And also for our broadcast sponsors, those can be Critical Hit Bachelors and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. And here we go. Let's grid up and get ready for the race. All right, that is going to be... All right, so for our first heat, we have Nick Nickerson in first, Alan Dobbs, Willie Evernham, Eric Andrews, Dan Heisey, Matt Crockett, Brock Veras, and Wes Fuller out in the track. So 9 drivers, and oh wow, Alan Dobbs and Nick Nickerson. This is gonna be a good race up in the front. Also behind them, Willie Evernham. Short track is kind of his specialty, so we'll see how it goes for him. Wes Fuller, also another short track driver, running that 35 Stand Up to Cancer. We're gonna see him probably do a good job out there. Let's go ahead and run through them one more time before they start pacing. So in the number, supposed to be number 85, looks like we have Trading Paints to thank for this. 1 second. Apologize for this popping up. Let's see if that fixes it. No, it looks like Nick Nickerson for some reason is running a number 19. So Nick Nickerson running in the number 19 white. Oh, we'll get to him later as we go to the feature. Let's go ahead and get ready for the race. There, no, still running the number 19. Interesting. All right. So, for short tracks, we have a pace of 2, and then we'll be going green. Everyone's still loading up their paints. All right. Nick Nickerson, Alan Dobbs up in the front, followed up by Willie Evernham, and Wes Fuller. As the green flag drops, we are green, and there we go. Alan Dobbs looking for the outside with a nice run off of Nick Nickerson. He's going to shoot a little wide, though. Willie Evernham taking the inside. Wes Fuller going to go ahead and drop in behind him. That's going to leave right behind these guys Eric Andrews finding a slot between the number 5 and in front of, I believe that's Dan Heisey. Oh, number 15, that's going to be Brandon Mettler. That's why I was like, who's the number 5? All right, side by side, looks like Alan Dobbs dropping behind, going side by side with with Willie Evernham, and Nick Nickerson able to get that run away from him. And into turn 1 and 2. Everyone lining up nice and clean. Still a battle side by side for looks like Matt Crockett and Brock Veras. And there we go. So this is one thing we're going to see with these Tour Modifieds is these guys are going to stretch out, even though they are going to be pretty close. It's really a one-lane track. You can drive the outside, but you got to be really on your P's and Q's for that one. Alan Dobbs looking for that pass around Willie Evernham with 5 laps to go. That's going to be a little bit of a tall order, but I think he can pull it off. I've seen Alan Dobbs do some pretty good racing out there. So it looks like Willie riding that mid to low line, which is definitely going to throw a nice block out there. Got to make it a little hard for him to find some space. But the opening has arrived. Alan Dobbs making the run for it on the inside. Can he beat Willie to the corner? And yes, he does. Taking the inside line away from Willie Evernham. They're going to go side by side into turn 3 and 4. Willie dropping in right behind him. Relinquishing his spot away. Alan Dobbs with a solid move up to second place. Nick Nickerson kind of running away with it. 3 laps to go. Can Willie Evernham have a rebuttal for Alan Dobbs there? Alan stepping out a little bit. But Willie just looks like he doesn't have the speed behind him to get that inside on him. Final lap. Nick Nickerson up in front, takes the checkered flag, followed by Alan Dobbs in second and Willie Evernham in third. What a great run for those guys. Fourth is going to be Wes Fuller, Brandon Metler in fifth, Eric Andrews in sixth, seventh going to Dan Heisey, 10th Matt Crockett, and the last is going to be the Brock Veras. All right, here we go for our next lineup. Kevin Foster and Carl Handwerk are 1 and 2. Oh man, if we couldn't ask for a better pair up, lightning doesn't strike twice, but this is awesome. Love to see that. Both those guys have been racing hard against each other for since the beginning of Core. So definitely excited to see what's going to happen. Also, would like to have a congratulations for Carl Handwerk. We'll jump over to that real fast. I believe they have decided on a name for his baby girl. There we go. It's going to be Parsley. It's a pretty cool name. All right. There's your 5 minutes of fame, Carl. Or 15 seconds of fame. I'd like to thank also our hosts for tonight's series. That's going to be Carl Handwerk and Eric Andrews. And then also a huge shout out to every single driver out on the track. We wouldn't be having such great racing without these guys. So all of them put in a lot of work and effort, and I appreciate what they do out there. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's take the green flag for heat number 2. All right, here we go. And we have the green flag. Kevin Foster on the outside, Carl Handwerk on the inside. Followed up by, looks like Paul Butler and also the 91. That's, the 61. That's going to be CJ Winslow. Carl Handwerk, the good run, taking a dominating lead on Kevin Foster. Kevin Foster having to play some defense against CJ Winslow, who looks like he's got some speed behind him. He's looking to grab that inside line. Kevin's kind of riding that, mid to low line, which is where you want to be for defense, but you got to be careful with that because you will leave a door open if you stay up too high. Paul Butler not letting CJ get away from him, and then in the back of the pack, leading it is going to be the number 32, Terry Condes, the one-handed wonder. Gregory Thompson in the number 08, Dylan McDonald in the number 38, Tim Thompson in the number 05, and Derek Sherman running the Red Bull number 20. And there we go. CJ Winslow looking for... Oh, no. Take that back. Paul Butler getting a pass around CJ Winslow. What a great run. Kevin Foster and Carl Handwerk still paced out. Unless Kevin can reel him back in these last 2 laps, he might not be able to get around Carl. It's going to be a tall order. But look at that gap close. Kevin Foster builds some speed. What a run into turn 1 and 2. Driving along now with Kevin Foster, the number 8. 5 laps to go. Looking for that inside line. Dives it in there. Consistency is key with these Tour Modifieds. As you can see, they step out just a tad bit when you take that corner. That's one thing to be aware of. You know, these Tour Modifieds, you know, as much as they have, you know, these giant tires and they're going to stick to the track, these corners are pretty sharp, and their back end will kick out on them really, really fast. And a little bit of contact there with the wall, too. So it takes a little bit of finesse around some of these corners, but definitely is doable. 2 laps to go. Carl Handwerk still in the lead. Looks like Kevin Foster not able to reel him in, but CJ Winslow has some heat coming up behind him. It's both Gregory Thompson and Dylan McDonald trying to run him down. Into the final lap. Carl Handwerk looking to take the checkered flag. And there we go. First place, Carl Handwerk. Second, Kevin Foster. And Paul Butler taking third. Fourth is going to go to CJ Winslow. And, whoa. Fifth, Terry Condas. Sixth, Tim Thompson. Seventh, Derek Sherman. Eighth, Dylan McDonald. And ninth, Gregory Thompson. Looks like it scrambled it up again. Interesting. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Warm up. Let's go through some of the drivers out there. Starting off with the number 08, Gregory Thompson, running in that blue to red paint scheme. Gregory Thompson also runs a podcast talking about Apple and Mac products. I forget the name of it, but definitely if you're looking to find a wealth of knowledge about Mac products, hit him up. Or Apple products and Mac computers. He's definitely someone to go to. Eric Andrews running in the number 9. Oh, God, that is an awesome paint scheme. Looks like a Calv indicator, core on the side, something fabrication, and LCK. We have Nick Nickerson, once again, who's usually the number 85, but for some reason is running the number 19. Looks like it's a, yeah, it looks like he's running a special paint scheme. Kevin Foster running in the Eagle 1 RC. Look at that. That is an awesome paint scheme. Alan Dobbs in the number 22 Eagle 1. Looks like we got a teammate out there. Paul Butler running in the number 68 Royal Crown Cola. RC Cola, if you've never had it, it's delish. Get some. And another driver, the number 35, Wes Fuller in the Stamp to Cancer paint scheme. Love that classic paint scheme. Does a good job with all his paint schemes, too. And oof, looks like he just tagged Carl. And we have the Thunderbolt number 1, 38, Dylan McDonald. Good to see him out there. Looks like NR Racing. Or NR, NASCAR Racing on the front. Or Nash Racing. There we go. We have the number 20. That's going to be Derek Sherman in that Red Bull energy drink. CJ Winslow in the Napa number 61. Orangish yellow. We're looking at his tool locker there. And in a beautiful paint scheme, all pinked out, is going to be our Carl Handwerk. Beautiful core paint scheme. Thank you, Joker Graphics, for that. Matt Crockett in the Liquid Death Joker number 10. Look at that. That is awesome. Alpine Star in the front. Beautiful green. Terry Condas in the number 32 MPI and Logitech. Brock Veras in the number 94 Bumper Looks like a auto value bumper. Valvoline. Looks like he's not running an Oilers paint scheme tonight. Changing it up. Did he drop his favorite hockey team? We'll have to find out. And it looks like Brandon Mettler in the Indiana number 15. Going with the stock paint scheme tonight. All right, that is most of our field. Looks like we're waiting on a couple drivers, but is what it is. Oh my gosh, my mic is off. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So caution is out. Let's roll through something that I missed. So we went 3 wide. That is a shout out to all the drivers out there. Thank you to everyone that's driving with us, everyone that's viewing, all of our armed services. I apologize for my mic being off. Also, I want to apologize to Brock for removing your messages. I have my admin under strict. No one else can do any marketing on the stream without permission, and I just let him know that I was shouting you guys out, and that was a mix-up. So sorry about that. And it looks like, yep, everyone's giving me a message, no audio. So once again, sorry about that. That was my bad. I was going through some stuff in the background, but clean start by some of those guys. Like I said, Nick Nickerson, Alan Dobbs, Carl Handwerk, and Willie Evernhammer up in the front. Kevin Foster sitting in 5th. Let's get back to the main scene and what's going on out there. Yeah, I was narrating to myself. You know, just getting a little warm up before we actually go live. Oh, man. All right, well, at least we have a couple laps to talk it out. But looks like Dan Heisey also looks like he spun out one of the corners. So out of turn 4, that's where you're going to see probably the most, no, I would say driving incidents. It's most likely just going to be driver error. Like we saw with Kevin Foster, his back end was stepping out pretty hard when he was pushing the billet there, and that's where you have to be careful. That turn 4 is deadly for these guys. If they're really coming out too hot, their back end's going to step out, they're going to spin, they're going to touch that wall. Most likely not cause an accident unless someone's going for a pass on them and they're trying to race them hard. But luckily with these Tour Modifieds, you can kind of counter steer for that. You just have to anticipate it. You can't just respond to it happening. You got to really catch it before it does. You got to know you're coming in too hot, and then you got to counter steer over, and they counter steer really well. It's just one of those things that if you're already unhooked, you're done. You might as well just let it go. But with that being said, these things stick until they don't stick. So it's one of those things we'll just have to see how these drivers adapt to it and how they can drive around the exit of turn 4. All right, looks like we should be getting ready to go on our 1 lap to green. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking the green flag on lap 10. Pace car getting ready to drop off. Pace car's off, side by side. Nick Nickerson, Alan Dobbs, and Nick takes the green. Alan dropping in right behind him. Carl Handwerk playing defense on Kevin Foster, not letting him jump out. Looks like Willie Evernham taking the outside. Paul Butler, Wes Fuller behind Willie. We're probably going to see Paul setting up a pass on Willie Evernham in a couple laps. As we leave turn 4, everyone looks good. And we are lined up. Look at that line. That is beautiful. This is going to be a tough race. Looks like Carl Handwerk looking for a pass on Alan Dobbs right now. Taking the inside line. Alan just barely putting his tires there to block it. Still looking for that inside, but Alan playing some great defense there. Kevin Foster has Willie Evernham on his tail. Nick Nickerson really has the free space right now to run away. Oh, Alan Dobbs catching the wall. And luckily, looks like Carl Handwerk able to get around him, but that is going to slow up the pack. That's going to be Carl Handwerk. Kevin Foster able to, nope. Kevin looks like he's going for the pass, but there we go. He's going to complete it now. Yeah, Allen just overdrove that corner. It's going to push him even farther behind. Willie Evernham is probably where he's going to find his slot. But speaking of going for a pass, I think Wes Fuller and Paul Butler are going to have some action coming up real soon. There we go. Wes Fuller looking for the inside on Paul Butler. Driving that line as clean as possible. Turn 3 and 4. Here we go. He's going to get on the side of him. Oh, a little bit of a bump. And there we go. He is around. Bump and run, but Paul Butler not going to go ahead and take that. Looks like he's going to try and set up a rebuttal once he's able to catch up to him. All right. Up in front, Nick Nickerson leading the pack. Carl Handwerk and Kevin Foster right behind him. Alan Dobbs looks like he was able to find his spot right in front of Willie Evernham. And the caution is out. What is going on? Let's find out what happened with that. Critical hit bass lures caution report. As it takes a while to load. Uh-oh. Looks like we have a spun car on the field. Let's go ahead and find him. All right, here we go. Looks like Derek Sherman caught up in that accident. I think it was actually caused by, Terry Condas. Looks like we'll go ahead and run that back one more time. Terry gets loose out of turn 4. Oh, catches the inside wall, and yeah, he goes sideways. No way you're dodging that. 2 for 1 for Terry. And that is going to be our critical hit bass lures caution report. Let's get back to the live scene. Terry's still smoking out in the field, trying to pace in. Whew. Up in front, it's going to be Kevin Foster, Alan Dobbs, Willie Evernham, and Wes Fuller. Looks like Carl Handwerk and Nick Nickerson dropped into the pits for some tires and fuel. Looks like the Eagle One racing team is going to be holding strong. First place, second place. We're 23 laps in, almost a quarter of the way, or 1/4 of the way done. I believe our caution should drop us off at the end of lap 25, so we should be a quarter before we start. But it's gonna be a good race. Not too bad. Now, someone I kind of want to keep an eye on is the number 61 CJ Winslow. We saw him in the heat make some good passes. Right now, it looks like he's just kind of holding out in the back, but I think once we get into some of the green flag pits, I think we're going to see CJ and possibly, let's see who else is out there. Gregory Thompson. I think those two are probably going to make some moves up the field. Gregory's always been kind of one of those guys you got to keep an eyeball on. He's either running in the front of the pack or he sits in the back, and then he just works his way up, kind of what Kevin Foster would do. So it's there's a couple drivers you just got to kind of check in on every once in a while because they'll work their way up and you're like, oh, hey, where'd you guys come from? And he's one of those guys that'll do it. Also, right now, running up in front, two drivers that have been making some moves, Paul Butler and Wes Fuller, 35 and 68. Definitely keep your eyes on those guys as we get ready to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Foster takes the green flag. Alan Dobbs right behind him. Willie Evernham looking for that run on the inside. Nope, Alan closing the door real fast. And there we go, lap 1. It's always the scariest. Oh, nope. CJ Winslow looks like he caught the wall. Oh, and that's going to scoop up a couple drivers. Let's get over to that critical hit bass lures replay and find out exactly what happened. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Riding on, watching CJ Winslow. As you can see, he dives in on the inside, touches the apron. Oh, and makes contact with the wall. Oof. Spins down and scoops up, or drives a couple drivers down, and they, looks like Gregory Thompson and 2 other guys scoop themselves up. That's a bummer. And that, my folks, was a critical hit Bachelor's caution report. All right, back under caution once more. It's okay. Kevin Foster in the lead. Looks like he's got Dylan McDonald right behind him, and Terry Conda's. No, looks like Terry Conda should be sitting. Looks like he's looking for a wave around right now. All right. Everyone doing a, yep, they're dropping into the pits, getting some damage repaired. Kevin Foster still leading the pack, followed by Alan Dobbs. Paul Butler staying out, and Brandon Mettler also staying out. They're going to be our top 4 for the restart. Looks like Nick Nickerson out in the field. Carl Handwerk also hitting. Nope, he's staying out too. All right. Let's go ahead and do a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back live right before the green flag is going to drop. Perfect timing, if I do say so myself. Pat myself on the back. Oh, man. Can't be perfect all the time, but I do try. All right, looks like Eagle One taking the lead. Going to be Kevin Foster, Alan Dobbs, followed up by Nick Nickerson and Paul Butler on the inside. Green flag drops. Kevin Foster on the lead. Alan Dobbs playing a little bit of the outside. Nick Nickerson looks like he swings out real wide. That's going to open up for Paul Butler to try and get around him. Matt Crockett also driving up the outside line with Carl Handwerk right behind him. A little bit of contact on that wall. Nick Nickerson looking for the inside pass on Alan Dobbs. There we go. He's going to run side by side with him as they go into turn 3 and 4. Nick is on the inside. Dobbs trying to keep him locked in there. Beautiful pass by Nick Nickerson. He's going to keep driving the inside line, trying to catch up to Kevin Foster. And he is hot on his tail. Look at him go. We're going to go ahead and jump over to his roll bar camera, so you guys can get a little bit of what it feels to be like on the inside. Nick Nickerson looking to the inside of Kevin Foster. Oh, can he close the gap? He's going to drive the inside. And there we go. Side by side. Turn 3 and 4 on the exit. Can Kevin cross over on him, though? Look at that. Oh, nope. Nick's going to do a good job trying to close the door. That is some beautiful short track driving right there. Come on, Kevin. Get him back. Nick trying to drive it down and fast. And it looks like he was able to do it. Kevin Foster had an opening just that last run, but definitely could not get it back. Paul Butler looking for his chance to move up on Alan Dobbs. Carl Handwerk and Matt Crockett looking for their opportunity also. And I think it is about to arise as we get into another 2 laps. Oh, contact. Matt Crockett giving Carl Handwerk a little bit of a nose. overshoot him on that corner. And there goes by the whole field. What a run. Oh, Paul Butler just getting a little too hot there, stepping out on that corner. That's going to give Matt Crockett and Carl Handwerk the opening they need. And look at that, Gregory Thompson. I told you, keep an eye on that guy. Going from 18th to now into 7th. He will sneak up on you. He is a methodical driver. Him and Kevin Foster, I think there's something about those number 8s. They are some stealthy guys out there on the track. They'll sneak up and then be in the spot. And he's working his way up. All right, Carl Handwerk has Alan Dobbs in front of him. Kevin Foster trying to run Nick Nickerson back down, but it looks like Nick has got the gap. We're looking at almost a second spacing between Nick and Kevin Foster, which means Alan Dobbs. Oh, contact. Alan stepped. Oh, and he is around. Let's get over to that caution report and find out what happened. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Critical Hit Best Lures caution report. Watch number 22 back tire step out on him, and contact. Looks like he tried to drive his normal line and then just got a little loose there, and Carl was pretty much on the inside, so there's nowhere really to go. And that, my folks, was a Critical Hit Best Lures caution report. Looks like he also sustained quite a bit of damage to his engine. He is smoking out there, so hopefully we can get in and get a fast repair and get him a brand new engine out there. Or at least roll out a new car. We'll see what happens. All right, to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to our music festival,
I told you when I said quick, it was quick. We'd like to thank our sponsors once again, Your Buying Machine, Intel, our TechNet Professional, Southern Heart Creations, Mission Car Care, Joka Graphics, and then to all the drivers out there that are driving in the Core Racing Series. We really appreciate what you guys do. It's a lot of fun. For everyone that races in Core or knows about Core, every season we bid out for tracks. Pretty much we sponsor tracks. I've sponsored a couple, and we have a couple other drivers that have sponsored a couple, but we all pretty much put in our 2 cents for a track, and we set it up. We all have a choice of what we want to run, how many laps, how we want to run the track within reason. Nothing too crazy, but it's a blast. I think every season the tracks have filled up faster and faster. Literally within the first 10 minutes, almost all the tracks are bought out, or all the slots for the season is bought out. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of competition between these guys, and we definitely have a blast setting up some of these crazy races, because Tour Modifieds at Five Flags, that's amazing. That's awesome. These cars are awesome. We've taken them to Okayama. We've had road courses with them, so. There's a lot that you can do with these modifieds, and we've taken them also to Phoenix, I believe. That was a Kevin Foster sponsored track, if I remember. It was ISM with Tour Modifieds or SK Modifieds, and that was a lot of fun. These guys pretty much were able to drive the whole track and go nose to nose with each other. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Carl Handwerk, Eric Andrews, the host of this series, neck and neck. On the restart, Carl taking the green flag. Eric not able to keep up with him on that restart. Brandon Miller looking for that inside to pass Eric Andrews. CJ Winslow also doubling down on that. Can we get a 2-for-1? Nope, CJ's going to drop in behind Eric. Goes for a fast dive, ends up having to lift a little bit. Nick Nickerson stuck. Oh, CJ Winslow getting unhooked. Touches the wall, but no caution. That's going to leave an opening for Nick Nickerson to run down Eric Andrews. But the battle in the back, look at this. Dan Heisey and Wes Fuller toe-to-toe with Gregory Thompson and Matt Crockett behind him. Oh, Wesley Fuller slapping that wall. I wonder what happened. Only way to find out with a critical hit, Bass Lures, caution report. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Wes Fuller oversteps that turn 4, and Dan Heisey gives him the punt. No field goal out of that one, though. And it looks like Wes is going to have to limp it back into the pits. Ouch. That, folks, was a critical hit, Bass Lures, caution report. All right. Hitting the pits is going to be Carl Handwerk. Looks like some of the drivers, Nick Nickerson. So these guys are on a different pitting schedule, which is going to definitely affect things. Looks like Kevin Foster and Paul Butler are going to stand out or step out and stay in the front. Followed up by Willie Evernham. Some of the other drivers. All right, and I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, I've learned a valuable lesson tonight. Don't inhale water. Whew. All right. Kevin Foster, Nick Nickerson leading the packs on the restart. Matt Crockett and Eric Andrews right behind them. And Gregory Thompson and Brendan Mettler sitting in that 6th and 5th spot. And the green flag comes out. Kevin Foster taking the lead. Nick Nickerson right behind him. Looks like he's going to step out and look for that run on the inside. That is a good move. Matt Crockett giving Eric Andrews a little bit of bump and gets around him. Nope. Eric's still trying to stick with him. Looks like he's going to put Matt under some pressure. And I see a 3 wide in the back. Dan Heisey, Carl Handwerk, and Brandon Mettler, or Dylan McDonald. Nope, they're going to straighten it out. It's going to be Carl Handwerk and Dan Heisey going at it. Wes Fuller in the pits. I wonder what's going on with them. But up in front, Nick Nickerson getting around Kevin Foster. Side by side, Kevin not wanting to give it up. And, oh my gosh, look at the back of the pack. What a fight is going on back there. Let's roll it back. Nick Nickerson able to get around Kevin Foster. Oh, man, we missed it. Looks like, oh, no, there we go. Dan Heisey getting a little loose. Same thing with CJ Winslow as they step out to take the inside. Dylan McDonald looks like he's going to swing on the outside. Gregory Thompson, a good run on Carl Handwerk there. Up in front, Matt Crockett and Brandon Mettler. There's so much going on, it's hard to keep up with. All right, let's work our way back. Brandon Mettler, Matt Crockett. Brandon pulling some good defense. Looks like he's able to fend off Matt Crockett. Behind Matt Crockett, we have Carl Handwerk and Gregory Thompson. Those two guys have been working up the field slowly, one by one, and it looks like Matt Crockett is their next victim. A little bit of a bump and run. Looks like Carl Handwerk able to get around Matt Crockett. And are we going to get a 3-for-1? Because it looks like Gregory Thompson and Alan Dobbs also want to queue up on that. Oh, Gregory Thompson steps out a little bit and spins. Caution is out. Oh, man. I think he got caught up with Alan Dobbs there. Because it looks like Alan disconnected. I'm pretty curious, though. Let's go to that critical hit Bachelor's replay and find out. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to find the perfect angle on what just happened right now, so just give me a second. Yeah, that's a tough one to catch. I think I got a better... There we go. All right, here we go. So, Alan Dobbs, I want to say gets into the back of Gregory Thompson. Yeah, he does. He gives him a little bit of a push as he steps out and loses some speed and spins him. That's a bummer. All right, that was a critical hit Bachelor's caution report brought to you by Critical Hit Bachelor's. Redundancy is key, folks. All right. Oh, sorry about that. And we're back. What a run. We are three quarters of the way there, 71 laps down, and not finished yet. Nick Nickerson, Brandon Mettler on the outside, Carl Handwerk, and Matt Crockett are top four right now. All right, looks like Alan Dobbs is out of the race due to too many contact points. That or he disconnected. Ladies and gentlemen, the pace car is off. The green flag ready to drop. Nick Nickerson takes it. Carl Handwerk, Dan Heisley. Dan Heisley looking for that run around Brandon Mettler. And he gets it. Brandon not yet giving it up. You should see him turn it down on the inside and try and get on him. Riding along with Brandon Mettler as he sits in fourth place right now. Dan Heisley right behind him, or right in front of him. Three quarters of the way done. And the caution is out. Let's find out what happened. As we get closer and closer to that checkered flag, we're going to see a little bit more accidents out in the field. It's just what's going to happen. These guys are going to drive a little more aggressive with each other, and we're going to have to deal with it. We go. You can see, oh, Terry Condas, what do you do? What did you do there? What? Let's see that one more time. And we're gonna go slow-mo with this. Oh, Terry turns it down and his back end unhooks. He tightens up and slides into... Oh, man, that sucks. Slides out of position. Eric Andrews scoops him up. That is going to cause the accident. And that was a critical hit Bass Lures caution report. We are back live. Up in front, Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, Dan Heisey, and looks like Brandon Metler, top 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank our sponsors once again. That's going to be Your Buying Machine, TechNet Professionals, Southern Heart Creations, Mission Car Care, Joka Graphics, and also for our broadcast sponsors, Critical Hit Bass Lures and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We are under the 20 laps mark. 19 laps, probably going to be 18 after we wrap around this one time. But this is the final stretch. These guys are able to scoot through these laps, scoot through these laps pretty fast. And that's probably what we're going to see out tonight for this final run. I think these guys can keep it clean to the green flag or the checkered flag. It's going to be tough, though. There's going to be a lot of people pushing and gunning for position. If we look a little bit back in the field, 5th is going to be Kevin Foster. He's probably going to look to move up a little bit. A couple of the guys that are pretty decent at moving up the field, Willie Evernham, CJ Winslow. So we'll see what happens. As the pace car drops off, the green flag comes out. Nick Nickerson takes it. Carl Handwerk doing a good job keeping Dan Heisey away from him. Brandon Metler looking to give Dan Heisey a little bit of a run for his money, but overshoots. And look at that back of the pack. Brock Veras goes spinning. Does the caution come out? It does. Let's get over that replay and see what happened. All right, here we go. Brock Veras steps up a little bit, catches Willie Evernham, and sends him into the wall. That's a bummer. And that, folks, was a critical hit Bass Lures caution report. And we are back live. All right, so now's the time to stay out, even if you need to drop in. You don't have much time left. You got 13 laps. Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, Dan Heisey, Matt Crockett, our top 4. Kevin Foster sitting on the bubble on the outside. Ooh. What is going to happen? You know what? I have a feeling Matt Crockett's gonna surprise us tonight. I just have a feeling. I'm gonna go on a hunch. Sorry, Matt, if this is the broadcaster's curse. My apologies, but I've seen him make some pretty good moves out there this whole race, and I think we might see him sneak into a third or second place, maybe even first. We'll have to see how it plays out. All right, so lights are off. Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, 1-2. Dan Heisey, Matt Crockett in the 3-4. 5-6 is going to be Brandon Mettler and Kevin Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, pace car's off, and the green flag's out. Nick Nickerson with a great jump. Dan Heisey right behind him. Carl Handwerk going to go side by side with him. Can he beat him around the corner, though? As we come into turn 3 and 4. This exit's always the scariest. Brandon Mettler cutting on the inside, doing a great job. Turn 1 and 2, still pretty hairy for a lot of these guys out there. Oh, in contact, looks like that was Terry Condas or Wes Fuller. I want to say that was Terry Condas out there. Well, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. So CJ Winslow on the outside touches tires with Willie Evernham. That spins him, and then boom, bumps into Eric Andrews and spins him once more. That is going to throw out the caution for tonight. And that was your Critical Hit Bass Lures caution report. Let's get back to the live scene. All right, still up in front, Carl Handwerk, Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, Dan Heisey, and Brandon Mettler. They need a long run to get a chance to really make a pass, and it's not there. It's just not there right now. That's a bummer, because if we had a good 10-lap run lined up, I could see Carl Handwerk possibly giving Nick Nickerson a run for his money, but really what I want to see is the battle breakout between Matt Crockett, Brandon Mettler, and Dan Heisey. I feel like there's a good battle to be fought there, and I don't think we're going to see it. We're going to drop off with like 3 laps to go. These guys are just going to get that one chance to get around each other, make a jump or two, and that's going to be it. Which honestly is a bummer. I wish this race was a little bit longer, to be honest. 100 laps at under 16 seconds. Oh, give me 200. I'd sit through 200. I think this would be a fun race to watch for 200 laps. But maybe next season. We'll see what happens. Well, folks, since we're getting down to that time of the race, would like to once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us. We're working up to 500 and making our way to the slow crawl to 1,000, but we'll get there eventually. Also, once again, our series sponsors, that's going to be Your Brand Machine, TechNet Professionals, Joker Graphics on our creations, Mission Car Care, and then also our broadcast sponsors. Can't thank them enough. Critical Hit Bass Lures and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. And once again, thank you to the fans, the drivers out in the track, and everyone that supports them. I'm 100% positive they are extremely appreciative of the support for all the time they get to put into racing. I know I put a lot of time into broadcasting, so I'm pretty sure they probably put more time into driving. So with that being said, let's get ready to see that checker flag come out. Ladies and gentlemen, pace car is getting ready to drop off. Let's see what happens tonight. 5 laps to go. Going to be 4 as the green flag comes out. Nick Nickerson with a good run off that corner. Green flag drops. Carl Handwerk trying to stay behind him. Dan Heisey doing the same as before. Oh, can Matt Crockett defend off Kevin Foster? Looks like he does. Paced out pretty well. Dan Heisey with Brandon Metler behind him. 4 laps to go. 3 now. Matt Crockett is spaced out. Looks like Kevin Foster dropped behind Dylan McDonald. This is going to be a tough one to call. Carl Handwerk looking for the inside run on Nick Nickerson. There he goes. And Brandon Metler also looking to run the outside on Dan Heisey. Oh, Nick with some great defense fends him off. Looks like Matt Crockett dropped back a little bit, but our top 4 as we go in, or our top 3, looks like Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk into the finish. There we go. What a tight race. Wow. I honestly wish this race was a lot longer because that was some awesome driving. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for tonight. Our finishing order, Nick Nickerson, Carl Handwerk, and Dan Heisey with a great run tonight. Dan, way to hold in strong. That's a tough one, especially when you have a lot of those guys behind you, Brandon Mittler, Dylan McDonald, Kevin Foster, and Matt Crockett, who've been doing such a good job out in the track. What a run. Little bit of an overhead for you guys as these guys paint the sidewalk or chalk the sidewalk, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Nick Nickerson in first, Carl Handwerk in second, Dan Heisey in third, Brandon Mittler in fourth, Dylan McDonald in fifth, Kevin Foster in 6th, Matt Crockett in 7th, Eric Andrews in 8th, Paul Butler in 9th, and Tim Thompson finishing in 10th. What a great run by everyone out there. That was an awesome race. A couple cautions. It happens. It's short track. But I enjoyed it, and I wish it was a lot longer because that definitely I want to see some more racing. I want to see what these guys can do in a little bit of a longer run. With that being said, let's get these guys into the booth, and let's get into their interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, our third place finisher, the number 87, Dan Heisey. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. How about you, man?
Oh, dude, I want more racing. Hands down, could use another 100 laps.
Yeah, I honestly, first race coming back in 2 weeks. This feels amazing, man.
Yeah, no, you did a great job.
Wasn't expecting it. I honestly thought I was just gonna run in the back the entire race and just hang safe. But hey, Carl talked me up, and it was just a great time, man. Had a very fun time with these guys. These guys are a bunch of good racers, and couldn't have done without them.
Yeah, and these tour modifieds, you know, they allow you to kind of it's more driver skill and less what the car can
Absolutely.
do. They stick really well. There is that, you know, turn 4 they step out just a tad bit, You gotta like anticipate it. But other than that, you know, you can really drive these things super hard, and they'll pretty much stick to it. And
pretty much, except for that turn 4 little dip, you get loose a little bit, but
yeah. Other than that, that's all you got to worry about. So you did a good job. You held on to there.
Thank you.
Pit strategy. What was your idea behind it? Did you have one, or were you just kind of winging it?
So I didn't really have too much of a pit strategy. The only thing was pit the first couple times, see where I can get in the see where I can get in the lineup, and then just hope for the best. As soon as I got into that one wreck, I was like, all right, I'm gonna use a fast repair and then probably not pit for the rest of the race. So, I mean, look, it turned out well, and can't thank these guys enough for racing Clicking and Carl talking me up. Before, actually, it was that last caution. Carl was like, hey, don't forget, you and I could get a podium together as teammates. And I was like, bro, that'd be crazy. So,
well, there you go. Teammates on the podium, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I honestly, it's kind of funny. We're looking at, you know, you, Brandon Mettler, and Dylan McDonald.
Yeah, Carl was saying, wow, top or 3 rookies in the top 5.
Yeah, you guys.
4 rookies in the top 7, he said.
Yeah, I was watching you guys race up and down. And you guys were holding your lines and doing a great job out there. But yeah, I think it just came down to, you know, a little bit of pit timing. It worked out in your favor, and you were able to stay out there and really just, you know, hold on while some of those accidents really just it ruined a lot of people's runs. Like I was saying before the end of the race was, you guys needed at least 10-20 laps to set up to get into a pace before you can start passing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there in that last run. So once you got the last 20 laps, if it wasn't a green flag run, it was pretty much locked in, and you're as long as you didn't make a stupid mistake, you had it. It was all yours.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
All right, man. Who do you got to thank for this?
I mean, shit. I gotta thank. Sorry about that. I gotta thank honestly everybody. I gotta thank you for having me. I gotta thank Carl for talking me up and letting me know about the podium finish. I gotta thank these guys for racing clean. I gotta thank everyone. Honestly, these guys are a hell of a group, and they're a lot of fun to race with.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to watch you guys race, and I know you guys have a lot of fun in the chat, so it's a blast to see you guys doing good out there. And honestly, seeing the rookie drivers being up there with a pretty much, you know, 1, 2, 3 of the 3, 4 of being a third down to fifth, that's pretty awesome. So you guys,
I was talking to him. I was talking to him, and I was like, "What am I even doing up here right now? This shouldn't be happening." And they were like, and Crockett was like, "Here to either wreck so I can get in front of you, or wreck Carl." And I was like, I don't know.
I had my high hopes for Matt Crockett. I think he was going to do good. He did pretty good during the whole race, but looks like he just dropped off towards the end.
Yeah.
But man, what a run! Glad to have you up in the booth.
I appreciate it, man.
I believe it's the second time I've had you in the booth, so let's make this a consistent thing. Yeah, you're a good guy. You drive well.
Thank you.
So, good luck with. You gonna be racing the vintage on Monday?
I should be. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, man, I'll see you on Monday. Good luck tonight,
good, man.
And go celebrate.
Thank you. Absolutely will, man.
You got it. All right, folks. That was Dan Heisey finishing in 3rd place. Let's bring someone else up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dan Heisey's teammate, the 2nd place finisher, the number 18, Carl Handwerk, and once again, congratulations on oh man, I'm gonna draw a blank right now. I'm so sorry. On Paisley. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
I have it written down. I have to look at my notes. I believe Rich, he shot me a message saying that it was spelled with a was it H or GH instead of the Y?
Nope. No, it's spelled correctly on the car. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
well,
so my dad doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you need to, you know, have a sit down with him.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, we had to sit down all day yesterday. You seen the name on the board the whole time, and yeah, still nothing. All right, but yeah, no. Yeah, as far as the race, I mean, I definitely would love to get it done there at the end, but unfortunately, I was kind of driving cautious because from lap I think 48, maybe even earlier than that, I was already at the point where one more incident would have DQ'd me.
Yeah, I saw that happen to a couple drivers out there that were that had good runs, but you guys were slapping the walls a couple times, so it definitely didn't help.
Yeah, no, not at all, and it sucks because I had that run on Nick towards the end, like 2 laps to go.
Yeah,
and,
I saw that.
And I had to basically, basically pussyfoot it. Yeah. And not drive too hard. Had I not been in that situation, I think I could have completed the pass.
Yeah, it was one of those. I saw you go for it, and I was like, oh, he backed off, and then I was like, oh, he might be at the same point of getting DQ'd. Which that's something you have to pay attention to. You have to save your incident points for a rough final run. And if you're at a point where you got to back off, then that's just what it is. But second place, man, podium with your teammate, that's awesome.
Yeah, and honestly, I was actually just talking to Nick about that. Had I not had that run there at him at the end, I was actually considering doing a little team strategy and letting Heisey come in second to help him out in the rookie of the year because I grabbed a decent amount of points with the halfway points, so I figured maybe I'll throw him a little bone and let him get second.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But dude, still, what a run! I'm a little in awe. I know you and Nick were pitting together, but there was a couple of the drivers that had a good run and then backed off. Were you worried about your guys' pit strategy lining up properly with the cautions coming out?
I mean, when I came in for what ended up being the last pit stop, I didn't think that was going to be the last pit stop. Because if we went green, we were going to have to still make one more green flag pit stop, and that's where everything could have got shaken up with people just taking gas, people taking maybe 2 tires. Everything could have got shaken up there. But with as many cautions as we had in the second half, we were able to stretch it out all the way to the end, and with actually plenty left in the tank.
Awesome. Well, luckily that worked out for you, man. Second place, what a place to be. Do you have anyone you want to shout out and thank?
I want to thank Josh Billiter, first of all, and Joker Graphics. I mean, I'm sure you guys seen the paint scheme. It's awesome that he did that for me. That was kind of a little bit of a surprise, that he said that he had that done, and it came out awesome. So definitely want to thank him for that. Want to thank all our sponsors as usual. It really helps out week in, week out. I want to thank Nick for racing me clean those last couple laps because he could have just as easily
brake check.
Turned down. Not even have to worry about fighting me at the end.
That would have been funny. I would have gotten a laugh out of that. He's like, well, I knew he had 1 point left, so I just brake checked him.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't want to pass him either. I get in front of him, and then all of a sudden he sends it into turn 1, and it's like,
and he gone.
No win.
Oh, where'd he go?
But no, I just thank everybody that does this week in and week out and helps out. And I mean, we're around 20 people a race. I mean, that's awesome. Compared to where we started at, 9, maybe 8 a race.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest race we had of that season was 12 guys, but most races were seven drivers on the track.
Yeah,
and it not to toot your own horn or our own horn in the sense of where core has come from, but honestly, I really appreciate what you guys have done for me. And also that it's a wealth of knowledge. For anyone that doesn't know, these guys put in a lot of time helping out the rookies and helping out me in the sense of learning about racing and learning all the different cars, because it's honestly almost every day is a new lesson with all the different tracks and all the different cars we throw out there. We're all learning together, but they other than the racing as cleanly as possible out on the track, these guys are as nice as are nice behind the scenes and helping each other out. We may be a little sassy, but at the same time, it's always for fun and games, and we try to be supportive, and I really appreciate that you guys do that, because it's super helpful to be able to rely on you guys, be able to give me information about what's going on the track and what to look forward, or look for in some cars.
Yeah, and like you're bringing up the rookies. I mean, what I tell them is, a lot of guys that are in our rookie leagues and our developmental series, they're coming in there and they're wanting to learn, but they could be in a situation where it's like, they're tired of running in the official races because half the time they end up being, shit shows, for lack of a better term, and it really turns them right off. And if they got 1 month subscription, after that month is up, they could be gone, and they could end up being really good drivers if they stuck it out, but because they're just having a terrible time, they're just going to quit, and you can't really blame them. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with the developmental series, is to show them, like, listen, you run around the same guys week in and week out in a league. You start to learn how other guys drive, and it makes you better. And you race with faster guys, that makes you better. And it can be an enjoyable experience. You just have to give it a chance.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think this is a good place to start for any of those naysayers out there. They just, you got to come in with a good attitude, and you get what you put in is the way it is. So, you guys are, if you come in willing to learn and willing to be respectful, that's what you're going to get back. So once again, thank you, Carl. Let's bring in our first place finisher because he's been sitting for a while.
Screw him.
All right, man. Congratulations, and I hope you have a good night.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 85, the man in the front wearing that number 1 of first place around his neck, Nick Nickerson. How does it feel to be up in the lead?
It's great, dude. 2 weekends in a row.
I know. It's your neck feeling a little heavy yet?
Yeah, feeling pretty mighty high, but pretty solid run. Very difficult to pass on this track. God forbid you had to start on the outside. And I know we had a little bit of an issue with like incident points, and Carl couldn't quite run me as he wanted to on those last couple laps.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think it was a pretty decent race. Very difficult to drive on this track, actually. Like, if you got on the throttle too hard, these things just spun around. So surprised we didn't have more cautions. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good to win again.
I really like this track. We got to put in some practice time before the season started, and I like the way the cars drove. I know turn 4 was a little bit of an iffy one, but once you got in a good run and these tires heated up, it was a blast to kind of just throw laps. One thing that I was hoping to see, and I kind of wish the race was a little longer. I won't lie. I would have sat through 200 laps with a big smile on my face, because you guys needed some more time to set up runs for a pass. It's really tough when you're trying to get that pass in, and it's like 5 laps before a caution comes out. You don't have time to build up speed. I saw you do a pretty cool move though, which was if you rode the outside, you kind of deep dive that corner, or you dive in deep into the corner and then swing in and try and cut on the inside and get that inside run away from them.
That's the only way to pass. I probably would not have been able to do that to Carl. It just depends on if you had the speed through the corner, but yeah, I was able to pull that maneuver off a few times.
Yeah, and
some of them were a little hairy.
Yeah, no, I saw. But it
Especially
definitely paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those passes where it just pays off.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only way that you can really pass anybody that's like on the same speed of you.
And I honestly haven't seen you use that card before. I've seen it before, but it was at North Wilkesboro with the super late models. I've seen a professional driver do that on iRacing, and that to see someone else emulate that, it's been a while, but it's definitely one of those skills that you have to be really confident in taking that corner and being able to execute it properly, because I'm pretty sure it throws a lot of weight to those tires, and then they want to step out on you when you take a corner that deep.
Well, it actually isn't too bad. So the deal with that kind of maneuver is, and I do it all the time, honestly, except I might be making the pass on the outside.
Yeah.
It's basically late apexing a turn, so you get more speed coming off the corner. However, when you do it, you have to enter kind of high, and that leaves the door open for somebody to pass you on the inside and like kind of walk you to the outside. So you can't do it when you're racing with somebody from behind. So you can only be the
you have to be in behind and racing the person in front.
Yeah. You have to be the offense there. Yeah, man. Other than that, man, great race, man. Thank Carl for putting this league on. Congratulations to him to, kind of a little bit of a tough race with the incident points. Like, we were getting like 4 X's just from like little, short track dings, which is kind of ridiculous. But gotta thank him for putting this league on. Tons of fun, and appreciate you for putting on the broadcast, man.
No problem. I had a couple hiccups, but we got it straightened out. Great job out there. Enjoyed loving your watching you guys race. And something that I want to mention that Carl kind of mentioned was your guys' pit strategy. You know, if it would have gone green a little longer, he was talking about you guys maybe being in a situation where it was going to get a little iffy. But it looks like it just played out in your guys' favor for those cautions.
Oh yeah, that's right. So there was a point when I knew I wasn't going to make or get enough fuel to finish the race.
Yeah.
But I had to pit because I was under yellow, because I didn't want to make a green flag pit stop. I was banking on the fact there was going to be another yellow flag, and fortunately there was enough yellows to where I didn't have to pit a third time.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I got lucky enough. So I finished
You got
probably like
lucky.
yeah. And then my last pit stop, I didn't take tires. I don't know if that necessarily hurt me in the long run, but I never got to find out because it was just yellow after yellow towards the end.
Yeah, so we didn't really get to see that race out. But hey, it happens. Hopefully we'll get to see this race again. I liked Five Flags with the Tour Modifieds, and I would say 150 laps maybe, or 200 would be fun.
You know,
it felt short. It felt short, and I want to see more. It has me biting at the bit for more. So we'll see what happens.
That would be nice to have some there. I'd like to try maybe another track. Like, we need to find a good short track that actually has side-by-side passing. I think that's
tough.
the biggest problem. I know, it is really tough.
They're usually really tight. I'm trying to think there's one track that has a pretty wide, but I think it's not short enough to where you get that really, that, I don't know. It's just not short. It's like on the edge of being a short track.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There'll be one that gets scanned eventually. We'll get one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe one day. I hear that iRacing's talking about coming up with like a what is that, track compound model?
Oh, serious?
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of. I guess they're kind of toying with the idea. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Is like if we the users get control over that, then they have to come out with some kind of tool that allows us to like choose where we want it to be laid out and like how much and whatnot. So.
I remember Tony Hawk Pro Skater. You know, you could just edit your skate parks. This should be the same thing. Just a track editor.
That would be cool.
Every racing game that I've played on like console has one. I'm surprised iRacing doesn't have a track editor. But they want to stick to what is racing, and I get that. When you start doing track editors, you're gonna get, well, this is, you know, Dan's blah 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 blah, you know, track.
Yeah.
And it's like
They're trying to keep it authentic, and they don't want people coming in and just like putting stupid crap all over the place. So
I totally understand that. So I can support them on that, but I still think we should get a track editor.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to have a third-party mode or something that we can import tracks from other sims or something, like every other sim is done.
Yep. Yeah. Well, man, congratulations on first place.
Thanks, man.
And go celebrate, because 2x2, and then you got Monday coming up, so we'll see if we can get you in the booth for a third time.
I know Carl's not going to be there, so I have a good chance.
All right, man. Great job out there, and I'll go celebrate, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for tonight. That was the Tour Modifieds at Five Flags. What a great race. Thank you, Core Premier Series. I love Season 4. It has been an awesome run the whole way through, and I can't wait to see some more racing. With that being said, don't forget to tune in on Monday for the Vintage Cup, where I believe we are doing the Winston Cup. That's going to be the Winston Cup, and it should be the Winston 120, or we did the Winston 125, should be doing the Winston Cup, so that's going to be our halfway kind of little all-star cup. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to tune in for that. And with that being said, I hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see you guys later.